We're back. It's been a while.
Little hiatus.
We should have done one over the summer, but you kept staying up till 9 o'clock in the morning, which I don't know how you do that.
It's a sporadic thing. Yeah, it's really bad when you have when you do that like every day leading up to the beginning of the semester, or even to like orientation week. You got to be there 7:45 in the morning, and it's like you got to train. You got to dial it back. You got to be like, okay, I go to bed at 5 this morning, and then 4, 3, and I get back to where you're like midnight's my normal kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just like staying up all night for some reason. Yeah, watching TV, goofing around. Killing demons. That's a line from Observe and Report. He says he finds himself like in the middle of the street shooting his gun off, shouting at demons or something. Anyway, he was a dark character in that movie. Observe and Report, Seth Rogen. And we have a dark movie to talk about.
So we're back. Let's give the rundown. So we just saw The Long Walk. So we're going to talk about that.
Right.
Then, since we didn't do anything over the summer, I'm sure you've all been wondering where we were. Not really. Anyway, we'll talk about a few of the summer blockbuster movies we saw. And then it's Halloween season, so we'll talk about some Halloween movies, each kind of an obscure horror flick that we like. And then also a Halloween event coming up on campus that Tim will be a part of.
That's right.
So let's jump on in.
All right. The Long Walk. Well, you're not on Letterboxd, are you?
No, I am not.
Yeah. It's kind of a goofy name, but it's the movie review
kind of like
website.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Except it's individuals keeping their own little log of. I vow I'm going to do it every year. I'm going to log every movie and write a little thing about it, and then I just get lazy and don't do it. So. But my Letterboxd review, when I wrote it on Facebook, though, it was like, it is as I feared. The Long Walk is a movie about guys walking for a long time.
And that's why I said, should it have been titled The Long Talk?
The Long Talk.
Because they are walking, but also there's it's a dialogue-driven movie.
Dialogue-driven, yeah. I almost was thinking we should do a segment on, like, dialogue-driven movies that actually we felt compelling. I don't know if you to me there's like a whole trilogy of Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. It's called the Before trilogy, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, whatever. And that is just two people talking the whole time, but they get you invested in those characters. But this one, I don't know. It wasn't just two people talking. They had the premise is that well, it appears that in this reality, this America, there was some kind of civil war, perhaps some kind of war.
That's what it was suggested.
Yeah,
but it's not really clear.
It's not clear, but some war. They allude to some war that somehow was so devastating or whatever, and then they came up with this ritual. It really sounds familiar to other movies. Like the whole reason for the purge, of course, is we get out all our aggressions or whatever, and then things are better the rest of the year. On Hunger Games, we do these little goofy games, but this one they specifically say that this somehow increases productivity. The idea that one person from each state is chosen, and they all line up somewhere, and they all walk as far as they can walk. And if you walk too slow, below 3 miles an hour, they just cap you. They give you a couple warnings, three warnings, and then after the third warning, they just shoot you. So that's what you're watching, guys talking, and then occasionally somebody just gets murdered.
And if you don't like violent scenes, there are a few. It's pretty graphic, and if you don't like seeing people go into the bathroom in the middle of the road, also you may not like this film. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. They, I mean, they're walking a ridiculous, like hundreds of miles. I don't know. And so, of course, the whole idea is that they try to make you care about these characters before they kill them off. And it's just a little difficult to, because, I don't know, it's just that I've heard people say they particularly really got into the main two characters. There's two guys we're mainly following.
Yeah.
Cooper Hoffman is the one actor. He is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. And there's a little backstory with him. He's on like a revenge kick because this government, whatever,
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill's in the film.
Mark Hamill plays a guy called, was it the General, the Colonel?
The Major.
That's it, the Major, yeah. So he really, that guy killed his dad. So, and he's got they have some goofy thing at the end where it's like if you win, if you're the last person walking, you get all the money, tons of money. It's like the Powerball. And then you get a wish. It's like the Make-A-Wish Foundation or something for dystopian, whatever, America. And his wish is going to be, I'll just spoil a little bit. He's like, when I win, I'm going to ask the Colonel to give me his gun. It's like, the Colonel's just going to hand over, or the Major, just going to hand you his gun. I would say, okay, here's my gun. Unload it. He didn't. No, it's got to be loaded, Major. So whatever. And then the other guy, David, I think his name's David Jensen. He was in Alien Romulus. Mm-hmm. Good actor. It really comes down to how invested are you in their friendship. And ultimately, for some reason, they didn't move me too much. I don't know if they moved you.
A little bit. Like my main, if I were to say anything, I'm a plot-driven person, so I want to know why things are the way they are.
Right.
And maybe this movie wasn't about that, but what was the war? What was the situation behind that? How did this start? How does this really inspire people to watch a bunch of people walk and then only one ends up surviving in the end? The cutback scene that you were referencing earlier, which again it would be kind of a spoiler, but the same Major, by the way, finds the main character and his parents, and this is another thing they didn't explain. So he was reading banned books basically, and they took him out in the street.
His dad,
the main character's father, and then essentially, murdered him right in front of his son and their mother, or the wife as well. And so, how did it lead to this situation where they're living in essentially a fascist nation where you can't read books, and if you do read certain books, then they kill you? So that kind of setup is something I would have liked to have a little more of. I know it's not really the point of the movie, but that was the drawback for me. I did think the acting was good, and I did. The characters, I thought, you kind of did get to know them and had some development, so I thought that was good, but that's the drawback, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then they also just throw in, there's this one character who's just a jerk the whole time, or they act like he's the ultimate tough guy, or he acts like he's the strongest, but then he gets COVID or something. He gets sick, he gets the flu or something, so that really hobbles him. And then finally, by the end, he clearly realizes he's not going to win or whatever. Sorry for spoiling. Did we put up the spoiler thing? But this is just a late reveal that I thought was goofy. He's like, oh yeah, actually, I'm one of the illegitimate kids of the Major. And he's apparently got all kinds of illegitimate kids everywhere. It's like, what? We're just learning this late in the movie, and then that character just dies? It's just, it didn't mean anything, Like at one point, Cooper Hoffman's character, his shoes just crumble or whatever, and he's walking the last 50 miles at least, I think, without shoes. No plot thing about, oh, my feet hurt, I got blisters. He just keeps walking. So, yeah, people have liked this movie a lot, but wasn't really for us. So I'm giving a thumbs down on this one. It's not terrible though, so watch it on streaming maybe.
Yeah. The other final thing I'll say is I found, and it was, not too many characters in the film, but I thought it was kind of weird how the Major was the one who came to his house earlier, and they don't have other military leaders. It may have been, but whatever. I guess that's not important. But
you and I have talked about this. That it's first of all odd that you read all our banned books. We told you not to read Thus Spake Zarathustra, dang it, and you did it anyway. But he's like, okay, so but all will be well if you just what did he want him to say? The pledge to the nation, some kind of, if you just basically pledge fealty to the current administration or something, we'll call it good. I don't know if you can trust him. I don't know if it would just be that easy that you say a little pledge and it's all over. But the guy who says nah. And then of course they're gonna just shoot you. This is a place where if you don't follow the rules, that's one thing, they just shoot you. They don't screw around. And that's the other really goofy thing, is that the only other real emotional thing they try in the movie is to get us to care about Cooper Hoffman and his mom, Judy Greer, great actress. and she shows up at like mile who knows what 800 or whatever, and they're even saying ahead of time, dude, I think it's gonna be rough when you actually see your mom. And sure enough, he like freaks out, almost has like a panic attack, and he runs towards his mom. Which, by the way, if you run off the road in this thing, that's an automatic. They shoot you. They don't give you a warning about that. He's like close to running off, and in the act of shooting him, they would have shot his mom. So it's a good thing he like stopped it. But what are you doing, dude? It's at that point he was so close. It's like, you've almost won. Just say thanks, mom. Thanks for the good vibes. So just that psychologically didn't make sense. But I guess if I walked that long, I'd maybe be bonkers or whatnot. So anyway, thumbs down on that one. So there you go, folks. Summer blockbusters, though. Is that where we came up with blockbuster video, as Matt posits?
That just occurred to me the other day. Is that where they got their name?
I would think so. I would think so.
I know.
Yeah.
So the three we saw, Superman, Fantastic Four First Steps, and Jurassic World Dominion. Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we can't not really have time to review all of them, but I'd say let's rank them.
We'll do some quick
So out of
hits.
those three, how would you rank those three?
I can easily, confidently, 100% put the newest Jurassic World at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I did not like that movie at all. And again, we're in the minority on this one. You might not want to listen to us, folks, because that one is like, that was probably the highest grossing summer blockbuster. So
yeah,
I think people just like seeing dinosaurs. I'm over it. Plot was bad.
The Snickers bar thing was so dumb. Like,
Yeah.
that's how the dinosaurs get out. The scientist is in the secure facility eating a Snickers bar, and the wrapper gets sucked into the door, and it makes everything go haywire, and all the dinosaurs get out. Like, that's really your.
That's
Did
like,
they think that was funny or something?
that's like somebody was like, let's do a let's do a Final Destination bit in the middle of our dinosaur movie, because that's always has some weird little technological glitch, screws things up in these Final Destination movies. Which saw that too was but just in passing, quick shout out. But yeah, so number 2, what do you got?
I would go in from best to worst, and I'm not saying the first two were bad, but I like Superman the best, and I'm a Marvel guy generally.
Okay, interesting.
Close second would be Fantastic Four First Steps, and then certainly third would be Jurassic World.
Okay, yeah.
Superman, I just thought it was a little more entertaining overall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know some people hated the whole crypto, like kept saving him and stuff like that, but I enjoyed the Justice Gang. I thought the special effects were good. I thought the movie looked really good in terms of how it was produced. And then Fantastic Four, I did enjoy that as well. However, I just think Galactus, I don't know, just how they're able to, those four were able to beat him. I get they're all powerful, but I mean, he's like a god. So, and also I thought he looked kind of like a video game character once you got him into the light. When he was in the ship, he looked awesome. So those are my minor beefs, I guess.
And didn't it almost come down to like really only Sue Storm defeating him?
Basically, yeah, they all kind of knocked him back, and then in the end, though, it was pretty much her that used all her powers to.
Or did spoiler? did the Herald? The Herald helped him out a little bit. Right?
Well, yeah, without the Herald, they wouldn't have been able to beat him. So maybe that's part of it. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like Silver Surfer kind of turned on him, and then he got sent to somewhere in the universe.
And by the way,
Who knows where.
that's spoiling a plot point that's been around since what is it, the 1940s? Whenever the Fantastic Four came out,
Probably
it's
the
like,
60s.
Yeah,
right?
60s,
Yeah.
right? The Herald of Galactus comes and says, Silver Surfer, and says, "Guess what? Your world's doomed. Write out your will, whatever." But then in the end, helps the people. The Fantastic Four fight against Galactus.
Oh, and the other thing that made me mad is they have John Malkovich, film parts of the movie and they cut him out. That is so ridiculous.
You don't cut out Malkovich, people. What the heck? And then I thought the only thing, the whole Mole Man thing seemed almost like pointless to me.
Well, and there was more to that, and they cut a lot of
exactly.
that out. There were a few deleted scenes they just released a couple of weeks ago. So
I have been beating the drum. I've probably said it on this show before that a lot of these movies are too long. But I would say in the case of both Superman and Fantastic Four, it's possible that they left something on the cutting room floor that might have added to the overall, like, my appreciation of it if they had made sure they had a 2-hour movie. So I would just, I'd go Fantastic Four, then Superman, then Jurassic. And I guess with Fantastic Four, I just thought it's just solid. I didn't have any huge complaints, and I didn't really notice the CGI thing you were talking about. I was just like, okay, cool. Galactus is stomping around the city. And yeah, and then they had one really cool FX scene where, what's the deal? They're like, we got to get the heck out of here. They're in deep space with wherever Galactus is, and they like go to warp or whatever, and the Silver Surfer follows them into the warp, but it's like she gets elongated or something. They have this cool like FX of her reaching after them, and so I thought that was a really cool scene.
Then they need to have like the black hole give them momentum because their warp drive broke or something like that.
I guess
I forget. That's coming out soon though in Disney Plus in mid-November, so I do want to see it again. So I'm
I think it's worth watching again. Good portrayals of the family dynamic there.
Now, I will say the Thing looked the best he's looked in any of the movies.
Yeah,
I mean, really looked
true.
like the Jack Kirby comic,
true.
and the effects on him were great. So.
Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos who still, and this is, of course, you have to gauge by FX at the time or what comes out at the time. When that first Fantastic Four movie with, do we remember any of the actors? Oh, well, Jessica Alba, and was it
or unless you're talking about the very, very first one, but the one in like the 90s.
Yeah,
Jessica Alba, Captain America.
Chris
Evans,
right. And then Ian Gruffeld, I want to say his name, something like that. And then Michael Chiklis as the Thing. That blew me away when that came out. I was like, holy, they're really doing a superhero movie. And they had Doctor Doom in that one. So I don't know. I thought that one was pretty tight, and that's been my favorite Fantastic Four. But this was solid. And of course, in the little end credit scene, they threw in a little Doom, little shot of Doctor Doom, and there's the big Marvel movie coming up, in case you're under a rock, is Avengers, Doomsday. Yeah, I gotta get psyched for that. So, the Superman I feel a little more conflicted about. That's one where, like, initially I thought, I'll just say this is a solid movie. I recommend it, but I'm not crazy about it. I did see it a second time, and that just, I don't know, there was something about, like, I didn't enjoy rewatching a lot of the scenes. I do think the Justice Gang was cool, but that can't be your favorite thing in a Superman movie, right? If Guy Gardner is your favorite character, you're probably something's a little off, at least for me. But I did think they had an interesting, great emotional moment with like his father, Ma and Pa Kent, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't mind Crypto. I didn't really have a problem with Crypto. I mean, It's funny, like Crypto and the Justice Gang are kind of they're there to do stuff Superman can't do, right? Because Superman's like, oh, I'm not going to beat the crap out of Lex Luthor. And it's like, Crypto didn't sign off on that. I'll just come in and grab him and throw him around the room. Justice Gang's like, what? Violating international borders? We got you, bro. I mean, he did the same thing, really, and he got crap for it, and then they go and do it, and at the end it's like, it's cool, including throwing one of the world leaders, like, just throwing him, tossing him to the ground, so, from a height. So that seems like, spoiler for whoever the Barovia.
I think by this time anyone who's seen it will have seen it.
Yeah, so, and then, that little conflict, again, I don't mind, I certainly don't mind them doing some little political commentary, but some of that seemed a little, cartoony. That character in particular was cartoony. The whole thing about, Superman's going to go after he likes our bird. They had a whole thing about Superman supposedly came to Earth to have a harem or something to procreate as much as possible.
That was some of the online, like, what the monkeys were typing into Twitter.
Yeah, online, yeah. So they were trying to do this thing where it's like, Superman in the social media age, even a perfect great guy like that is going to have some mud slung at him. So, alrighty, shall we move on to our obscure horror flicks?
And I don't, depending on what your definition of obscure is, but I think
we got two pretty.
Yeah, so mine is Quarantine, which was like I think 2008. released around that time.
Somewhere in the early 2000s.
And basically the premise is it's kind of a, point of view film, like shot from the found footage from a news camera. They were like embedded with a fire department doing a story on them. They get a call, they go out with this fire department to this building, and then once they're in the building, it gets quarantined. And basically some of the people in there have this kind of like rabies type virus that affects people and makes them go all rabid and crazy, and it really did kind of freak me out. I mean, most horror movies I watch, I don't really get any effect, like any scared or anything. That one, I was a little, because that's one I feel like could really happen. Like you could have some, and it's not necessarily a zombie thing. It's more like, hey, what if we did have this kind of weird virus that made people go rabid and start biting people? And, well, I don't know, maybe it could happen.
When The Last of Us, the TV show came out, some people were floating the idea that the cordyceps virus could be a real thing.
Yeah.
Like somehow they have some examples, I guess, in nature where something just like takes over a thing and then it sort of becomes like a zombie, like in control of
right.
It's like zombies could be real. That's the kooky thing. It's like some of this stuff, it's like AI. Okay, it's here now. And who knows, maybe HAL 9000's right around the thing or whatever. But yeah, like I hope we're not right on zombies, that's a real thing. It just seems too goofy. So I think that has the actress from, was she in Dexter?
Dexter, right.
Yes. Okay, I like that movie too. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
And they have a sequel. That sequel's not as good.
Okay.
But it focuses, basically some guy was in the building messing around with science and created this thing, this virus, and it got out. But it's kind of, it's one of those things you can't really run. They're in the building, it's quarantined by the CDC or whatever, and they can't get out. So, these zombie people or rabid people, whatever you want to call them, they're coming after you. It's nasty.
I was just laughing because I was like, he created a virus and then it leaked from a lab?
Yeah.
That couldn't happen anywhere on Earth. Okay. Well, my recommendation is I've got a true obscure one. I teach this in film appreciation. I teach that class at Jefferson College. And I love showing this 2009 movie. It's called Triangle, and you have to definitely specify the 2009 movie called Triangle, because I think there's now like 4 or 5 movies called Triangle. And it stars Melissa George, not a household name. She's been in a lot of things, but never quite really broke through as a big star. And so the title plays on the idea of the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if they're somewhere in Florida, so I guess, I don't know where those coordinates are for the Bermuda Triangle, but they're just going out sailing, having a good time. And then they get shipwrecked, huge storm or whatever, and they sort of come by this like huge like ocean liner thing that just emerges out of nowhere. It's like, it was like, yeah, we're rescued. They get on the thing. There's nobody on this thing. The whole thing's deserted. It's a giant ship just seemingly drifting around with nobody on it. And then they start getting killed. There's some kind of killer with a bag on their head that has a shotgun. And the only thing I'll if you might see this, whatever, I'll tip off the idea of what kind of genre. So that's the horror element. It's just it's almost like a slasher because people are routinely getting gunned down, or sometimes the killer slashes them up or whatever. But what you find out is that when they all die, suddenly they come back to the ship, like they're alive again, or another version of them's alive. So it's a Groundhog Day type movie, and it's actually one character, our main character, Melissa George, who sees this phenomena happening. In fact, once everybody, well, it's hard to explain, but basically everybody over her dies in the first round, and then she sees the new people coming up, and there's a copy of her coming onto the ship too. So it's this kind of twisty, like, what is causing this? And I will say, don't hold your breath on fully understanding what is causing this. But yeah, she starts to see this pattern going over to, you know how those Groundhog Day movies work. You got to try to figure out what can I do to break the pattern, or what can I do differently this time.
Yeah.
So It's really cool, and yeah, a little psychological horror mixed in with, I guess, a little sci-fi kind of element too. But yeah, Triangle 2009, and yeah, so well, I guess we got one other horror thing to promote here.
Yeah, you're a part of it.
Spooky season. So yeah, let me. I got my little notes here on this because on October 24th is it? Yeah.
Is it?
No. 30th.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Something's on the 24th. It's on the 20th. No, it's, yeah. Sorry, 24th. If you want to join the writing club in a movie afternoon, email me. The 30th is our, we're doing a panel presentation in the library, a pop culture panel presentation. It is all horror themed, obviously appropriate for the day before Halloween. We've got a presentation on Vincent Price and early Hollywood horror. Somebody else is presenting on spooky, like, areas. There's haunted areas supposedly in America, maybe Missouri's haunted locations. And then there's another one. This just says the history of horror in America. I don't know how that's going to be boiled down or whatever, but we'll each give a brief presentation. Oh, and mine is on another obscure horror movie that this is more psychological horror, but it's either 2023, 2024 movie called Strange Darling is going to be my entire focus, because again, that's one that I feel like it's a great movie, but hardly anybody's seen it, and it does some really creative things with how the story is told. It in somewhat like Weapons or Pulp Fiction, where there's chapters, but you're seeing things out of order, and it's really a good riff on the whole serial killer kind of drama. So yeah, we got that coming up. It's in the library. And again, we were talking October 30th at 2 p.m. on the first floor. And after we give our presentations, the four of us will take questions from the audience, and should be a good time.
You can't miss it. It'll be
If you're a student in my class, you'll know about this. Extra credit, 10 bonus points. You can just sign my little sheet afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
And Vincent Price was born in St. Louis.
Was he?
That's a fun fact.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked that up. I think it's right.
Do you ever recall seeing any of his movies growing up?
Yeah, here and there. Nothing comes to mind.
I saw the original Fly at a certain point.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. So he's an icon.
He is an icon.
Not misusing the word for him, I'd say. That's
No. Yeah. Of course, Thriller.
Yeah.
The stench of 40,000 years.
Yeah, that's probably the best music video ever, right?
Yeah.
It's up there.
And he's doing that narration. So.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks. Hope you have a good spooky season. And remember, till next time, keep poppin', Colonel.